What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a very relevant and, in my opinion, interesting topic, and that's the mental aspect of kettlebell sport training and sports performance in general. So I always say kettlebell sport is 100% physical, 100% mental, and 100% technique. So you really need all three. I call those the three pillars of kettlebell sport performance, and you really need them all. But the mental aspect plays a huge part, and probably more so than in many other sports. So you can have the best technique and be very physically strong, have a great VO2 max, but if you don't have the willpower, the ability to deal with the discomfort and navigate your emotions, like control your emotions, control your self-talk, you're not going to get anywhere in kettlebell sport. And the question arises is this something that you can learn? And the kind of old school opinion is, no, it's not, right? So you often hear this, you either have it or you don't. You either have the dog in you or you don't. And that's like kind of black pilling, because what if the dog inside of you is a chihuahua? You're just screwed, right? And I 100% disagree with this old school take. I believe mental toughness is something that can be built, and that's not wishful thinking on my part. That's that opinion I formed through personal experience, because I can say now my mental strength is really one of my strongest suits. So I feel I'm very good at pushing through discomfort, at being disciplined, and also at performing under pressure, like in kettlebell sports competition. There was no kettlebell sport competition where I kind of failed mentally. It just didn't happen. So either I reached my goal, or just like something happened physically. Well, for example, like maybe my grip gave out and the kettlebell slipped out of my hand in snatch and one time in long cycle. But not once did I give up mentally or didn't give it my all. So I feel mental strength is my strong suit. But it wasn't always that way. Like as a boy, I was rather lazy. I definitely was a bit of a quitter. And even as a young man, I had trouble with like dealing with adversity and pushing through discomfort. And this ability, like this mental strength, is something that I built over the years. And you see in kettlebell sport really, really often, like people with a weak mindset, they get exposed like really quickly. And you see it all the time. Sometimes people come, they are very talented, very physically strong, but they just can't deal with the like discomfort of the training, right? And they start training less and less and quit. And sometimes people just outright quitting competition. And very often this is in minute 7 or 8 or 9 when it's starting to get really uncomfortable. We just, like this week, had the WKSF World Championships in Moldova, and you often see, like you see with some people, the problem is here. And that's like, there are many strategies to like kind of deal with that, like, but the thing to understand is there are kind of two aspects to it. You have like techniques, like specific techniques you can use to make it, for example, through the 7th and 8th minutes. Like, for example, you can find some way to like, for example, say, okay, I'm like some kind of self-talk, right? There are different techniques. Maybe you're going to like think of a person that inspires you, like some kind of positive motivation. What also, like, maybe a psychologist is going to say it's toxic or whatever, but negative motivation works supremely well. Like if you tell yourself, if I don't make this set, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a loser, like it works. So you have those two techniques, like positive and negative, like kind of motivation. You have like kind of lying to yourself, telling yourself a little white lie, say I'm going to do this minute and I'm going to quit, but you know you're not going to quit. It's just a little white lie you're telling yourself. Like in a marathon you might tell yourself, I'm going to run to this next tree and then I'm going to stop, right? And those are just like, there are like dozens, probably hundreds of those little mental tricks you can use, and those are techniques. And it's important to learn the techniques and learn to apply them, and you do that in training, right? And the other aspect is the training, and you need to approach training your mental toughness the same way you approach training your physical qualities. And by the way, that's the video. It's a workout I did this week. It was 5 sets of 2 minutes of like 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off of double 26 kilogram long cycle. And I did 8 reps per minute, and it was extremely hard. Like the 5th set really was extremely hard. Like I say, sometimes in training you have to see God. Like that was one of those see God sessions, and that's why it's the footage for these videos, because it's just kind of fitting. Kind of lost my train of thought. So yeah, you have the techniques, right? And it's like you can like learn about them. You can figure out your own, experiment what mental like techniques work for me, which ones don't work as well. But the other thing is the training, and you approach the training the same way you approach physical training. So you want to challenge yourself with hard sessions, or like not all the time, because you need to also figure out your recovery and factor all of that in. But like just like with your physicality, you sometimes really challenge your mentality, and you can also burn out mentally, so you don't want to do that all the time. And then you kind of like, when you make it, that's like an experience of success, and you're going to build on that. And sometimes you're going to break mentally. Like in training, maybe sometimes it is too hard, it is too much, you're going to put the bells down. Like it's not what you should like aim for, but sometimes it may happen. And then it's important to like, if you just like not beating yourself up for like not making a lift, you say, okay, that was a little too much now, and I'm just going to like reassess, like take it down a notch, and I'm going to build back up. And it all comes down to a mindset shift. Like if you're a quitter, if you're mentally weak, like you need to acknowledge that, but it doesn't mean, it's not a like condemnation, right? It's not forever. It's okay, this is where I'm at. Like just if you came to the gym and you couldn't bench the empty bar, okay, I'm weak, like it's an objective fact, but I can get stronger. And that's like this growth mindset, right? So here's the 5th set, and this, it doesn't even look so hard, but like I had to really dig deep here. And that's like one of those sessions that like was hard, but now I've kind of done it so often that it just like it becomes a learned skill, like pushing yourself, and it just becomes something you get better at, just as with any other skills. So that's kind of like the gist of it. So just like kind of sum everything up, the mental aspect is very important. Okay, like you have physicality, mentality, and technique. You need all three, but the mental aspect is very, very important. And you need to approach the mental aspect the same way you approach the physical or the technique aspect. So it's not a condemnation. It's not saying, oh, I'm mentally weak. Maybe some people are more talented, just like with physicality. Some people may start at a higher, better baseline, but that doesn't mean you can improve. So that doesn't, I believe everybody who has the desire to like keep working on it can get mentally tough. So that's like this important mindset shift. And then you have like the two aspects to the mindset training, to the sports psychology. You have the techniques, okay, like, I don't know, self-talk, like ways of like breathing, ways of like emotional control, like visualizations, all those things. But those are specific techniques. Yes, they are important. You need to like learn how to use them. But the other thing is like you need to approach it like a structured training program. So you're going to like keep challenging yourself, not too much, because you want to what? You want to succeed. You don't want to learn to fail all the time. Yes, when it happens, you need to deal with it, but it shouldn't be the norm. And also you, like with your physical body, you don't want to burn yourself out, okay? Like, because you can mentally burn yourself out and you're not going to get better at the sport if you quit, right? So everybody has everything like with the physical body, load management, right? And then you just like use this feedback loop to reassess and keep adding. And that's really basically it. Like, I think if you have this mental framework and follow it, you can get mentally tough. So let me know what your thoughts are. Leave me a comment, leave the video a like if you found it helpful, and see you guys next time.